Welcome to another episode of Music Theory for Ukulele Players, basic music theory for rookies. In this episode we're going to have a look at chord structure. Why is chord structure important? Why can't I just play C, F and G for the rest of my life? Well, you can, but unfortunately there are songs that use a lot of other chords, and there are chords that are very similar to C, F and G, but they're in different parts of the fretboard or they start on different notes. By understanding structure, you can move the C, F and G chords to somewhere else on the fretboard and move into a different key. Now that's useful because some keys you can't sing in because of the range of the song and you need to actually move them. Other times the composer will introduce a chord that you're not familiar with, but if you're familiar with the structure of a major chord or a minor chord or a seventh chord and a new one comes up that you don't know about, you can work it out by using this structure theory. So let's have a look. We're going to start with a C chord, which on a normal ukulele being a tenor tuned to C6 tuning, that's going to have a G, a C, an E, and a C in it. So we've got two Cs, one on our third string and one on our first string, an E and a G. Let's look at our F chord. We have a C, an F, and another A. We have two A's. So we're just going to start with those two chords. First of all, the G chord. If we take our C chord. If we take our alphabet starting on C and working down the alphabet, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, etc. If we number these off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, etc. Then what did we play when we played our C chord? We had an open G, we had an open C, we had an open E, and we had third fret C. Where are they? Here. There's the G, there's our C, there's our E. We actually had another C, but let's assume that that's just down here, just to make it easy for us. So we have a C, an E, and a G. 1, 3, and 5. Okay? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to have a look at our F chord. And we had a 2, which was A. We had a 0, which was C. We had a 1, which was F. And we had a 0, which was A. If I now start, this is our F chord. If I now start on F and say F becomes 1, then G is 2, A is 3, B is 4, C is 5, D is 6, E is 7. Then A is 3, C is 5, F is 1, and we've got two A's this time. 1, 3, 5. Notice it's the same sequence, that 1, 3, 5. Every chord you're going to look at as a beginner ukulele player is going to have a 1, a 3, or a 5. Sorry, a 1, a 3, and a 5 in it. Whether that's a major or a minor seventh, a major seventh chord, or a sixth chord, they'll all have 1, 3, 5 as their basis. You take the name of the chord and you call that number 1, and then move down the alphabet from that point. Very important. If we then go to seventh chords, and let's say our C7 is our easiest one. Now C7 is 0, 0, 0, 1. Or G, C, E, B flat. If I count from C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and I go 1, 3, 5, 7. I need to add a seventh. I'm going to have a C is 1, E is 3, G is 5, B is 7. The B is flattened. Now for the purposes of this video, we're going to talk about it as being a flattened seventh. In a subsequent video, I might discuss why that is in fact not really flattened, because this chord belongs to another key which has already got a B flat in it. But for the purposes of this video, think of these seventh chords as having a flattened seventh. Or if it's supposed to be sharp, it'd be neutralized. It'd become a neutral, or natural rather. So that's our C7, 1, 3, 5, 7. There it is. What about F7? So F7, the normal way to play that in first position is going to be 2, 3, 1, 0, or A, E flat, F, and another A. That makes sense? Quite often with this chord, with this particular F, you might actually play a C on the top. So you might play a 3 there. So we would look, our 7th chord in F could either look like that, which would be A, E flat, and an open A on the top. Or we could put our pinky on the top C, and we'd have a full F7 chord. Right, now let's do the alphabet again. So F this time is the name of the chord. So we're going to start on F and go down the alphabet. F, G, A, B, flat, because we're in the key of F. C, D, E, F, G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have an A. We have an E flat. It's our 7th, there it is. We have an F, and we have a C. We have 1, 3, 5, 7. So these chords where there is a simple letter and a 7th are known as 7th chords. They're also known as dominant 7th chords. Right? They're always based on the major chord, 1, 3, 5, with a flattened 7th added to the top. All right, they're our basic chords, major, minor, and 7ths. When you only have 3 notes, so let's say FAC in the key of F, that FAC is actually known as a triad. Right? Once you put a 4th note into it, whether you're doubling up one of the existing notes or you're putting the 7th on there, it then becomes what's known as a chord. So 3 notes by themselves are a triad. A 4th note added becomes a chord. We often though refer to the 3 note as a chord. So it's a bit interchangeable in ukulele land, as it were. Right. Let's now look at, so we've looked at our majors. Our minors are the same as the majors, except that it's going to be have a flattened 3rd, but it's still 1, 3, 5. Let's look at a minor 7th. So the easiest minor 7th in the book is going to be what? Well, it's this one. It's the A minor 7th. Right? What are we playing when we play an A minor 7th? We're playing 0, 0, 0, 0. That is, we are playing a G, a C, an E, and an A. We said that was A minor 7th. Let's rearrange these in alphabetical order. We have A, no B, C, no D. We have an E, no F. We have a G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. Exactly the same structure. The reason it's a minor 7th, not a straight 7th, is because this note here, the 3rd, the 1, 3 note, is actually only three frets away from the first one. It's a minor 3rd. If that was a C sharp, and if we played this as a C sharp, there would be 1. We would have our A7 chord, because they would now have a C sharp in it, and a 1, a 5, and the 7. The other ones don't change. By just changing 1 fret, we go from the minor 7th to the major 7th. All we've done is change the C to C sharp. Still 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, that's basic chord structure for your majors, minors, dominant 7ths, and minor 7th chords. Any other chord that you may come across is going to be a variation of those things. You might have a 9th added, 11th added, you might have a 6th added. There are suspended chords and all sorts of things, which I'm not getting into in this video. The basic 1, 3, 5, though, will hold for everything you need to start with. Enjoy it. Bye-bye.